Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
Uh,
All right. So we're gonna restand 2.
okay.
And then we're gonna restand 2. If you didn't kill the other Dendro, I would have restood another one too.
Bro, Denjiro was Cavendish before he was a thing.
No, straight up. He was just a poor. He was like a god awful Cavendish, but we got it, boys. We pulled off the Wombo combo. We were
Let me get
able
a
to do
divine
it.
and a fucking building snake off.
What's up, guys? In this video today, I have a red-green Oden deck and some gameplay, and I'm going to show you guys all of that. We also have a giveaway going on, so check out the link down below for that.
Heart Pirates TCG.
Alright guys, so before you guys even say anything, I know my background's a mess, so like I already know, like don't like you don't have to let me know, bro. I know. I'm doing laundry right now. I'm cleaning up the house. So come July, I'm gonna have like a much cleaner background. You guys are gonna be fucking pumped. You guys are gonna be thrilled. You don't have to look at my Yeezys in the background. So basically, with the idea with this deck profile right here is we want to be as aggressive as possible. We're not really playing a lot of like high cost characters, a lot of characters that really like costs more than I'd say 7, because we want to just kind of beat your opponent's face in. This deck doesn't really last too long, so we kind of just want to, you know, use our tempo and swing a bunch of 7s while we can and kind of close out the game with that. And then also, you know, play a couple blockers and stall out like one turn if we do need to, you know, one extra turn to go for game. So as far as like the cards that enable your leader effect, we're playing a total of I think it's like 15. We're playing the Izo, playing Yamato right here, so that's 8. We're playing the Denjiro, so that's 11, and then this is, what is it? So I guess it's 14. So 14 of the cards that enable your leader effect, and also desperate worst case scenario, we do have this Yamato right here, which will enable your leader effect as well. So 18 targets for your leader effect is pretty good. For those of you guys who don't know, Oden is basically saying, according to the rules, your character cards with the 1,000. Holy shit, I cannot fucking read. According to the rules, your character cards with the type Land of Wano without a counter have 1k counter. So pretty much your entire deck is counter, except for Hody and Zoro. That is it. You're only playing 5 dead cards in this entire deck. Alright? And then also it says, Dawn X1 when attacking, if you have a 5 cost or greater Land of Wano character in play, this character gains plus 1,000 till the end of your opponent's next turn. So he's pretty much a 6k leader the entire game, which is really nice. Alright, so we're playing 4 Izo. This card also basically ditches one of our 1Ks to turn him into 2Ks. It's really strong, which I really like a lot. We are playing 4 Yamato. We're playing 4 of the new EB02 Yamato. This card is absolutely insane, by the way. When I was first testing this card, I was like, oh, it's pretty good. It gives your leader rush. This character gives a rested on your leader every single turn, which is just insane. Like, that's literally what you want. Like, a lot of times you're playing on curve, so you're looking for like this card plus this card to enable your leader effect on curve, and now you have a going first option and a going second option. It's awesome. I think it's really good. Obviously the Hiyori right here can play another Land of Wano, a 5 cost, and then draw a card, so it's like a mini draw engine, which is really nice. Izo to rest blockers if we need to. Momonosuke to search for our cards, obviously. Denjiro to restand Dawn. This card's not as good, which is why I have him at 3. Like, it's decent, but it's like more situational. Realistically, you're only playing him when you don't have this on curve. But like sometimes you play him and like sometimes he comes in handy, but I don't really like the sequencing you have to do with him. You have to like Dawn X1 and then attack first, so like you're attacking 8 first, which I really don't like unless it's like into a character. So that's why I don't know. I don't really like sequencing with this guy like that much. That's why I only have him at 3. Same with the Yamato. This card's only good in like certain matchups, like Yellow Kid. Even in the Yellow Kid, this card's like not amazing because they just turn everything into a fucking blocker. But like this card's like amazing in the Blackbeard. Trying to think if there's anything else. There's a Zoro game that I'm gonna be posting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using it with this in this video or for my YouTube members, but this card came in handy, came in clutch against the Zoro player for sure. So like this is like good in like niche situation. Obviously like Enel, Katakuri, you know, any deck that plays triggers, this card's really good. For Rosinante, guys, we just want to make sure that these guys survive. It's like not only is he a cheap blocker that you can obviously just kind of chump block with, but you know these guys, these 7k bodies, we want to make sure that they survive. And a lot of times they turn sideways. Or hopefully they're able to turn sideways, and then the Rosinante can protect them, mainly against black decks. This deck does have a really big problem into black decks, so we're trying to put the Rosinantes in there. I considered putting the Tashikis in there as well, but like the Tashikis only really protect like Hody or Zoro, so I don't know, it doesn't really help that much, I would say. So that's why we don't have Tashigi in here. Realistically, we could play Tashigi. We could cut this Yamato right here and play for Tashigi, but I don't know. Just maybe, I don't know. It just hasn't really come in. It hasn't really come up that much where like Tashigi would be really good. And then we have the Hody, just resting 2 characters, obviously, or 2 Dawn is really strong. It's really good into green, purple Luffy. It's really good into purple Luffy. It's good into any deck that plays blockers or any deck that plays counter events. So it's obviously really strong. Playing the 1 of Zoro just in case we ever get to the point where we do need a top end card and we're pretty healthy. I will say for the most part, I mean, this deck does play a shit ton of counters. So a lot of time with us being a 6k leader with, you know, obviously we only play 5 dead cards and everything else is a 1k counter. We have 4 rad beams. Sometimes you can slam this down and just like auto win a game. So I do like the idea of this card as a 1 of. We'll see how impactful it is, but you know, I'm a fan. Obviously, you guys saw my deck profile with Kaido. 1-ofs win games, and this card can win a game, which is really strong. It's really good into Bonnie as well, so that's kind of why we're playing it. Just being able to attack like twice into a Kid, or you know, Carrot, Cavendish, stuff like that. It's just really strong. Obviously, you can only attack 3 times because, you know, they're going to tap it down with their leader effect 1 of the times he can attack. But if they're tapping down the Zoro, they're not tapping down things like Oden and stuff like that. So I think this card is just really strong as a 1-of. We'll see how powerful it is. I just put it in there, so I haven't really tested it too much. If you guys want to see like a completely up-to-date list with like gameplay, I would say, just join YouTube members, because I'm going to be playing a few games after this game. I'm sorry, after I post this, and I'm going to be posting a bunch, maybe like an hour-long video of me playing more games with this exact list on YouTube members. The list that I'm putting out today is this, it's the exact same list, except for I was playing the red Otama, I switched to the green Otama just in case I needed it, and then I'm putting the Zoro. That's the only difference between the lists that I was playing in the YouTube video. Like, I was not playing the Zoro, but now I am. It's really not that big of a deal. Then we're playing 3 of the Rosinante. This is just really good into decks like Bonnie. It's really good into decks that play Hody Jones as well. It basically just is like anti-Hody, and a lot of times that's how people do go for game if they are playing green. So if you slam this down, you are able to stabilize, because Hody is not as effective. So I really like this card. Obviously 4 rad beam, you're a 4 life leader, guys, and you know, a 9k counter is, or a 4k counter for 1 Dawn is really strong, especially if you're a 6k leader. You can get to 10, you can get to out of a 9k attack with 1 card. It's just incredible. It's an incredible card. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the games. Alright, so this was an absolutely hilarious game, because this guy kept dropping the Laffites like I actually gave a fuck. Like, you guys are going to see something really funny in a second. And I was on my second monitor, you know, typing away, hanging out with my Discord. So that's why it took a little long to, you know, decide the turn order. This deck could go first or second. I think in certain matchups, I really like going second. For example, I really like going second into black decks, because now they are back to playing the Kuzan. And I just think they just don't have the ability to play Kuzan on 4 Dawn anymore, because we're on our 4 Dawn turn going to do something. Hopefully we're going to play the 4-cost Kazuki Hiyori, and then the Hiyori is going to be able to find us, you know, a 5-cost body on curve. So obviously we can do that before they can even play Kuzan. Now the only issue is if they go Brook into Laboon. That would be the only issue here. Now I go 5 into leader here, and even though I do play, I could have gone, what is it called? I could have gone Hiyori into the Izo to be a 6k leader for the turn, but in this situation I'd rather play around triggers as much as possible and establish as much tempo as I possibly can, and I figured he was going to take the hit either way. So since he did that, I'm going to go ahead and play the Denjiro now, because now I don't need the extra rested Dawn with my leader, and I'm obviously not worried about dying either, so Izo's secondary effect doesn't really matter too much. I'm hoping this guy just doesn't have Finger Pistol. If he doesn't have Finger Pistol here, I'm in a really good spot. And he goes Lafitte. Lafitte tries to find him some stuff. Like I said, I really did not give a fuck about this Lafitte, not a single iota, to say the least, man. I just figured I was gonna punch into this guy as much as I humanly could, and we're gonna win the game that way. So what I decided to do was I decided to play the Kazuki Hiyori to play around triggers as well. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card. I wish I had the 6-cost Yamato here, but I did not, and I'm going to go ahead, and this is why I say I don't really like the sequencing with Denjiro that much, because in order to really maximize on his effect, you do have to play a little bit around, or you have to play into triggers a little bit. if he wasn't a Dawn ×1, he'd be so much better. If he was just a little mini Cavendish. So I'm going to go 8 into leader, 8 into leader, and I assume he's just going to block with the, what is it called here? The Vasco shot. Also, guys, the reason I didn't attack into the Lafitte, because I didn't want him to hit me with the Liberation and kill one of my guys. I wanted him to organically have to draw into Finger Pistol. All right? So I literally was like, if you don't have Finger Pistol, you are not answering these cards. You're literally just not. All right, because you're not killing them by battle. I actually have 5 2Ks in hand and a Radical Beam. So realistically, I am just going full fucking aggro on this guy. All right, I'm not going to let him play the game. I'm not going to let him stall me and wall me off behind these characters. I'm going to beat him into the ground. And I'm going to like doing it too. It's going to be nice. So he's going to go 8 into the Dendro here. Honestly, guys, you shouldn't 100% always go 8. If you're going to go 8 into something, you might as well just go 8 into a 6, because there's no reason that Dendro, he's never, I had that many cards in hand, there's no way he ever gets through with a attack like that. An 8k into a 7, there's just no way. You might as well take 2 cards out of my hand. Or bait out the Rad Beam. So I'm going to go 8 into leader, 8 into leader. He's going to take both of them, and I'm like, all right, if you want to take both of them, how about a 9 to leader? And he just takes that one too. And he is a absolute goofball, absolute buffoon, because that is just a crazy situation. Now he ends up going Finger Pistol on his last life, does pop the active Ezo, so good for him. He finally got one, but I was gonna force him to have it. You know, if he doesn't have the Finger Pistols, he's completely dead. And the value that the reason I kept ignoring the Lafitte's, guys, is because the value that you get from these Lafitte's isn't really anything, because I'm taking multiple cards out of your hand every single time I'm attacking. And Lafitte, you have to keep using your Dawn to play Lafitte. And a lot of times Blackbeard does play on a, not exactly on curve, but like a pseudo curve. So for example, on 4, they do want to play Burgess, but on 6, they usually want to do like Burgess plus, you know, play Lafitte or play a .q or some, you know, my era or something like that. So if they want to keep using the Lafitte's to like get these cards that they're not going to be able to play, that's totally fine, because you are not going to be able to generate enough cards. And there he goes right there. He ends up finger pistoling my Kuzan right there. But I was like, you're not going to get enough cards to be able to kill me. Like, or I'm sorry, to be able to get out of the aggro that I'm putting in right here. So I'm going to go a nice 13 into leader right here. And he actually counters out of this one, which is actually more counter than I thought he had. So if he had that much counter, I'm curious why he didn't just, you know, counter out of any of these like 8s when he had the chance. I thought maybe he thought I was going to like try to swing into the Lafitte's. Nah, bro. We're not swinging the Lafitte's ever. He was trying to like hoard it and hide behind Blackbeard. So I go 13, like I said, he counters out, and I'm able to swing 7. I'm actually able to get through. So with that being said, let's go to the next video. And I believe we're going to do the Zoro game, because the Zoro game is pretty interesting. All right, guys, so I'm going to speed this one up a little bit because it was a little bit longer, but against Zoro, I didn't get to choose going first. I don't believe he chose to go second, so I would have gone second against his leader, but I end up getting double Momonosuke here, which is really strong. I'm able to get my perfect curve, which is, or not exactly perfect, well, that technically is my perfect curve. Double Momonosuke against Zoro is really good, and I opted obviously not to attack him because I assumed he just had the event, and I'm just not going to give him, the satisfaction of playing a body when, you know, like I don't have to. I'm fine not attacking into him for one turn if it means him not getting what he wants out on the board. So what I decided to do here is because I really want to make sure that I'm able to get this Zoro off the board. I want to be able to swing 8 into it instead of 7. So that's why I decided to play the Ezo here, even though normally I would like to play the Dendro, but I did find double Yamato, which is really strong, guys. This is the first time you're actually seeing in action, but this card makes the deck good. Luckily, he only got a Hiking Bear from the event, so I'm very blessed to not have to deal with the chopper so early, and for him to flood the board. But I'm looking pretty good right now. I've established a nice 5/7 body. I'm a 6k leader, and I have 6 cards in hand, full life, and he basically has nothing on the board. The issue with this Zoro deck is it can go so wide, but you know what I like about my leader effect is it does kind of nullify the effects that Zoro realistically has. And he's going to go 6 into leader right there. I'm going to go ahead and take it just to get a little bit of, what is it called? Just to get a little bit of, a little bit more cards into my hand. That way he can't just start, you know, swinging into my characters once I rest them. So that was kind of the idea behind it. I'm fine taking a 6, but anything more than that, I'm going to start countering. So right here, I decided to go. So the reason I attack into this chopper, guys, is I actually read I read it wrong. It says on your opponent's turn he gains 2,000. I thought it was like Dawn X2, he gains 2,000 power. I was like, holy shit, this card's insane. But you guys know me. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I don't know how to read. You know, my friends want to start a book club, and you know damn well that, you know, I'm gonna be like that fucking guy in Billy Madison where he's like the cat. And yeah, so I decided to go 7-7. If I would have done this, and if I would have done this again, guys, I would have literally just swung into leader twice right there. I think attacking into that character is just a waste because he's going to play another character regardless. So the only reason I attacked into him, like I said, is because I thought that he just was like a big power booster, but he just wasn't. He just was not a power booster. So yeah, I would have just attacked 7 into leader, and try to race him down a little bit, which is like kind of what I do, but I ended up, you know, taking like an in-between turn because he ended up being a little bit more defensive than I thought he was going to. So he's going to go 7 into a 6. I'm going to use the Ezo effect just in case he tries like Mulgun or some shit, and I'm going to use it like while I still can. And luckily he didn't have Mulgun this entire time, so I was pretty blessed to not have to deal with that. But I mean, this is a pretty wide board. I mean, this is pretty scary to say the least. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 6 as well, just to enable my Rad Beam. I thought he was going to go like a pretty big number here with the rest of his guys. I thought he was going to go like 8, so that's when I thought I was going to have to deal with a Rad Beam. But he ended up not going 8. He ended up just going another 6, like double 6s. So I'm going to give him one of the Yamatos, one of the Rush Yamatos, and then he's going to go 6 again, and then I'm just going to have to give him the 1k Rosinante blocker. The Rosinante blocker, like I said, guys, doesn't really come in handy too much, but it does come in handy in like the green matchup, as well as green purple Luffy. Green purple Luffy can play the Zoro to rest a blocker, so I wanted to make sure that the blocker that they rest actually blocks. So I'm gonna go 7 into leader here, and he thinks for a little bit. Like I said, guys, I was totally fine racing him down. I have enough counter in my hand. I have 2 2Ks, a Rad Beam, and a Yamato. I have enough counter in my hand to be able to get out of his entire, like, I can take 2 hits and then counter the other hits, and I can just kill him. So if he takes this, I'm going to put him at 0 life here, and, you know, I'm going to force him to go for game. But he decided to counter out there, so I knew that, obviously, I had no pressure if I just was, what is it called? I had no pressure on my board enough to pressure him down. So like obviously he would win the race now that he has extra cards in his hand. So realistically what I was going to do was, if he ended up countering out of that, I was going to clean up his board, go 7 into 4, 7 into 5, stuff like that, and you know, win the game that way, which you know, I was able to do. But this guy I think made a huge mistake right here. This is early on in the bounty, guys. They reset the bounty and I haven't pretty much played like at all. I've just been very busy playing Expedition 33, so my bounty is pretty low, so I'm sorry about that, but I was climbing it pretty hard with this leader right here. I think I'm only at 150 million berries or something. Like I said, like since the ranks reset, I haven't really played at all. So this guy's gonna go ahead and go 6 to start out. I'm just gonna go ahead and give him the 1k counter here. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the Ezo. I was like, just in case. He ends up making a huge mistake by playing that chopper first. I don't know why he did that. That was like really weird. I guess because like the hiking bear can give someone an extra 1k power, but at the same time that hiking bear, you know, you have to attach a Dawn to it. It's kind of like a waste of Dawn. So he's gonna go 9 into the what is it called now? The Yamato now, because he's like, oh shit, like I can't kill him. I probably should have just taken the hit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think that was a mistake. If I would have played this game again, I would have just taken that hit because, you know, I would have just baited him into going for game. That way he had like no chance of killing my Yamato. But Yamato here, he has 1 card in hand, so I math out, no Dawn up. I'm able to just swing 7 into leader, double banish, and I actually have guaranteed lethal. So that was the Zoro game right there. And let's see if we can do one more. I'll show you guys one more video that I thought was really cool. Like I said, guys, if you guys want to see more gameplay of Oden, I am going to be posting a lot of extra games that I didn't post here on my YouTube members page, so you guys can kind of see more gameplay of this deck. I actually am having a blast with this deck. This could be what I play for EB02. Obviously, I already have pretty much every card for it, so I don't need to buy fucking $700 worth of secret rare Luffys. And yeah, so, you know, depending on how this deck plays, it could very well be my next deck that I get my next serial card with. So, you know, stay tuned for that. If you guys are YouTube members, you guys are going to see me grind a lot of rank sim and kind of test its viability. That's kind of what I do with the YouTube members, by the way, is whenever I test a new deck that, you know, people are talking about or has a little bit of hype, you know, I post like an hour long session of me playing some games and kind of giving my thoughts and, you know, decision making and stuff like that. I sequence really weird here, guys. So like disregard that. I was not paying attention. I was like, I think I was texting someone important. I don't remember why. I should have taken this hit though too, guys. This whole game was a little weird, so I'm gonna dissect my own gameplay. I should have attacked 5 first, obviously, to give him no information I was playing Denjiro. And I should have taken this hit right here because I didn't want him to swing into Denjiro and clear my board. So that was a huge mistake on my part. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I end up attacking for 7 here. I wish this is where Denjiro needing a Dawn on him like absolutely blows, because I don't know. I just wish I could put that fucking Yamato Dawn on the Denjiro. That would be so strong. If that Yamato can put a Dawn on anything, it would be super strong, but it just can't, unless I can't read. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it just says your leader. Put a Dawn on one of your leaders, up to 1 Dawn on your leader. So I go 7, 7, 7. This is why I should have taken the hit, guys, is because I'm fine, because I'm pretty much going to kill him on the following turn, straight up. I mean, this has just been as aggro as you can possibly put it. I'm going to go 7 into leader. He's going to give me double 2k here, which is nice. And I have the Hody coming up, but I should have just taken this hit, this 5k, because I knew he couldn't kill me based on how much counter I had. And the only way I could lose this game is if he just clears my board. So I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 6 right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this 8k right here to the face, to the dome, to the dizzy. And yeah, if I remember correctly, this Endeavor character right here, this guy's usually pretty high on the rank simulator. Whenever I was looking at you know, what is it called, whenever I was looking at the top of the leaderboards, I was I'm pretty sure I saw his name a couple times. And guys, this is where that green Otama is just replacing the red Otama, so it really makes no difference in gameplay. I wasn't going to play it either way because I already had all my pieces. I had the Momonosuke, so really there's really not a huge difference from like this video, how this deck plays, to the deck profile I sent you guys. It's just a different choice of 2Ks that could come up. So, you know, I know you guys don't like when I post a deck list and put matches with like a completely different list, so you know this really doesn't make too much of an impact, so please, obviously, you know, don't get mad at me. But this guy leaves a Dawn open and he is just going to get turboed out. I'm gonna go Denjiro, restand 2 Dawn, and then I realized something, that this Yamato is activate main, which is crazy. I was like, oh my god, I can fucking swing for like crazy numbers. So I'm gonna go 7 into leader right here after he takes the 8. He's gonna go ahead and give me a 2k 1k. And then I'm going to go 9 into leader right here, just to get some extra cards out of his hand. He's going to go 2k. I think he's going to give me 2k and then like 3 1ks or something like that. Yep. And that means I know for a fact this 8 is going through. And I just beat Purple Luffy literally on my 7 on turn. Crazy. Yeah. But that's the video, guys. Let me go to the recap. All right, guys, so that is the Oden video. Like I said, this could be the deck that I main for EB02. It seems pretty strong with the Rush EB02 Yamato coming in clutch as really strong, really solid support. Even though that's the only card it got, it seemed like that was the card that Oden was missing to actually compete. And now that Oden does have a nice mid-range character that can enable his leader effect, and he's not relying on Hody Jones, which you can't search, I think it's a really strong option for EB02. We'll see how good it is into the new Luffy, as well as the new, what is it called? Or not the new, but the black strategies, right? Where they just like kill everything. So we'll see how good it is into that. I haven't really played it. The only deck I played that was black was Smoker. I won one of the games and lost the other 2, and literally the difference, the one that I won the dice roll, where I was able to go second and steal their Smoker Tashigi curve, right? So if they go first and you go 4 Dawn, play the Yamato, they just like can't do anything. You know, you're establishing a 5, and that deck can only kill 1 thing per turn. So their ability to actually kill something like a 5 cost on their 5 Dawn turn without Kuzan, or obviously Tashigi doesn't help either, because Tashigi can only pop a 4. They just have no way of doing it, so that's how I was able to win. Lucci might actually be an even better matchup because they don't play Tashigi, and Tashigi's just massive. So if we take their going second and they don't play Tashigi, I think we should be in a good spot, but I haven't really tested it. But be sure to look at the video in the description, guys, because I'm doing a giveaway, and it's for the Treasure Cup Cavendish and the Treasure Cup Laboon that I have won. And obviously check out moonlighttcg.com to support us with you know, purchasing some products. So thanks.